When I was at the SEMA show, they had a tool company there by the name of Koken, and their social media manager. She said, "I'd like to give you a prototype. It's not out yet. It won't be out until the end of the first quarter of 2023, I think, or sometime around there." And it is a 3/8 drive, 72 tooth mini ratchet. Listen to the teeth in this thing. How close they are. Now Friday, I wanted to demonstrate to one of the guys that brought his kid in. No, Saturday, brought his kid in to learn about mechanic stuff because he's in mechanic class. So his dad thought, how about I go get a few extra hours on Saturday and bring him to show him what a functioning shop is, and actually have him do some work with me so he can get an idea on what he's dealing with. And he brought him to work, and I showed him the differences between all the ratchets. I pull out the Mac, the Matco, the Harbor Freight, the gearless ratchet and stuff, and I'm showing him all these ratchets. And you know what I noticed about the 90 teeth compared to the 72 teeth? First of all, the Harbor Freight 90 tooth, after I've been using it for a year and a half now, seems quieter and closer than the 90 teeth from the big name ones, which is it's scary. And then you try this one compared to the Harbor Freight or the other big names, and this 72 tooth one is way smoother, quieter, and doesn't click nowhere near as hard going into gear, and it has less swing arc. It's 3 degrees or less swing arc loss. So this right here is a absolute phenomenal ratchet, and it's their split jaw type technology in the bottom. It's got two different two-piece jaw to it, and that's how they get it so close, and it kind of slips and assists with each other in getting the ratchet locked in. And it's a better technology than your standard ratchet stuff, and it's stronger. So they offer a great warranty on these, and I can't talk about price because I don't know price on it yet. I know ballpark, but I don't know what the price is going to be yet. If you guys wanted a part number, so when it does come out, you have access. 2725E. 2725. It's either E or Z. I think it's Z. 2725Z. Koken. Absolutely love this thing. It's the cutest, most badass ratchet I've ever seen in this size. This ratchet would also be good for, it's got a push button release in the back, switch trigger here. This ratchet would also be good for the cylinder head temperature sensors on the back on 50 cylinder heads, where they go bias and they cause the trans temp and everything to peg out, or the engine oil temp, I should say. No, why am I saying that? It's a cylinder head temperature sensor. It's like a brass that goes into the cylinder head, but it never actually makes contact with the coolant. That's what it is. And it will go bias, and it will cause that temperature gauge, even when it's ice cold outside, to just peg out and make the truck think that it's super hot, and it'll start dumping fuel, and it'll go into limp mode and everything else and barely want to run. And that alone will cause the truck to stall out and want to die and stuff, and run really, really bad because of that temperature sensor. But you can look over at your trans fluid and see your trans fluid is operating and coming up to temp completely fine. That's your tall tale that something's wrong with that sensor, or the wiring going to that sensor. So when that coolant is pegged out and the trans temp is barely even moved and it's still warming up, they should almost lay on top of each other at full operational or full operating temperature. The trans temp falls behind a little bit, but that's the key indication something's wrong with that sensor. And this tool right here you can go pull the liner off the passenger side, come up around the back side of the cylinder head with just this, and I don't have to put adapters and stuff on other ratchets anymore now, because I got my 3/8 in my Mini, and I'm good to go. That's a demonstration or display of a new 3/8 drive Mini in a quarter body ratchet that I think is going to come in very, very handy. They already have a flex head one out, but they don't have a fixed body out, they said. I think that's how it went anyway. But anyway, thank you to Koken for giving me the tool. I've had it kind of like in my possession for months now, and I just sit and fidget spin and play with it while I'm thinking and nervous, and I just sit there, and seems like the best adult fidget spinner ever. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that and tell you I hope you have a great day. Good morning to you, and be blessed. Take care.